Okay, so, usually we're all about digging into like research and data and all that.
Right, right.
But today we're doing something completely different.
Yeah.
We're going to be listening to, well, it's this audio message from a son to his parents
Okay.
on their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow. That's pretty incredible.
It is. And I think what makes this deep dive so special is that, it's a chance for us to really get a glimpse into, I don't know, like family and the stories we tell
Yeah.
and the values we pass down. It's really personal.
I love that. It's like instead of looking at the big picture, we're zooming in on one tiny little corner of the world
Exactly.
and seeing what we can learn from it.
Exactly. So right off the bat, he starts talking about this huge milestone, right? 50 years of marriage.
Right.
And he's like, fun fact, I'm almost that old. And I gotta admit, I chuckled when I heard that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny, but it's also like, he's acknowledging how big of a deal this is,
It's like he's saying, Mom and Dad, you've been together for like ever, but hey, I'm not far behind.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this time my grandpa was turning 80.
Oh, tell me.
So we were all gathered for this big party, right? And he gets up to give a speech and he looks around at all of us, kids, grandkids, great-grandkids.
Yeah.
And he gets this like mischievous glint in his eye.
Uh-huh.
And he says, turning 80 isn't so bad when you consider the alternative.
Oh, that's great.
Everyone just roared with laughter.
Yeah, I bet. It was perfect.
See, I love those little moments, those little bits of humor. I feel like they tell you so much about a person.
Oh, absolutely. It's like they're giving you a peek behind the curtain into how they see the world.
Yeah. So, okay, but then like right after that funny bit, he kind of shifts gears. He says, but last night had nothing to do with me. It was about two really, really young adults.
Yes. And I think that's so important, that shift.
Because he's acknowledging the passage of time, 50 years have gone by.
Right.
But he's also emphasizing that at the heart of it all.
Mm-hmm.
His parents are still those same two people who fell in love all those years ago.
Yeah, I see that.
He's celebrating their journey, not just the calendar date.
Exactly. And then he uses this line, right? He says, love, honor, and cherish.
Yeah.
And come on. Those are straight out of the traditional wedding vows.
Right.
And it just makes you wonder, what did those words even mean back then?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, did cherish involve more, I don't know, hand washing clothes in a river and less arguing over the thermostat? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's fascinating to think about, right? Like, the specifics of daily life have definitely changed.
Yeah.
But the core human needs haven't, have they?
Right.
The need for connection, security, shared laughter, that stuff's timeless.
Totally. But yeah, no, I just think it's so interesting to think about how those vows might have played out in like such a different social context. I wonder what those young adults, like what they thought they were getting into,
Yeah. Like, what were their hopes and dreams?
Exactly. Okay, so then he goes on to say that they accomplished those vows tenfold, which I thought was interesting because he immediately connects that to family. And not just the family they created, but like the family they came from.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like their commitment wasn't just to each other, but to this whole network of love and support,
That's so true. It really speaks to how family can be this powerful force in shaping who we are, like how we navigate the world. It makes me think about attachment theory, actually.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Well, you know how attachment theory basically says that our early bonds, like the ones we have with our parents, they really influence our relationships throughout life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think this audio is a perfect example of that, right? Like, this son's deep love and respect for his parents, it clearly stems from this secure attachment he's developed over the years.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And he also doesn't shy away from the fact that it hasn't all been easy,
Oh, right.
He mentions anger, joy, unimaginable happiness and loss.
Yeah.
It's like this quick nod to life's ups and downs.
It's like he's saying, look, real love isn't a fairy tale. It's about weathering the storms together.
Exactly.
It's about those moments of deep connection, but also the messy, complicated stuff in between.
Yeah. And then he says this line, it gets me every time, okay? He says, I am absolutely honored to have been able to call these two beautiful people my parents for the last 48 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, wow, talk about powerful, right?
You can practically hear the love and respect in his voice. It's
Yep.
like he's not just celebrating their marriage, you know? He's acknowledging the profound impact they've had on his life.
Yes. And he wraps it all up with this really personal message directed right at them. It's like he's inviting us into this really intimate moment between his son and his parents, you know?
It's so effective, that direct address.
Yeah.
It creates this sense of closeness, of shared vulnerability. It reminds us that even the biggest milestones, right?
Yeah.
They're made up of these small, precious moments.
Yeah. This whole message, it's so moving. And it makes me think about the legacy we all leave behind, you know? It's not just about like material things or whatever. It's about the intangible stuff. The values we embody, the love we share, the stories we tell.
That's so true. It makes you wonder, what stories will you tell? What will be your legacy?
That's a really powerful question. I think we could all like take a moment to reflect on that, you know? What will we pass down to future generations?
Yeah.
What will our stories say about us?
What will people remember?
Exactly. And on that note, I think we'll wrap up today's deep dive.
Great episode.
Thanks. But before we go, I wanted to leave you with a little something. It's a snippet from the original audio message we talked about today.
Ooh, I like it.
It's this really beautiful moment between a son and his parents. Just listen.